What is up, Ramley? It's your boy Clash from Clash of the Horns. Just talking about Bobby Evans, man. Talking about this offensive line of studs. They played very well against a really good Bears team that had, I think one of their interior defensive tackles were missing, but you know what? They still played well. They still had to account for Floyd and Khalil Mack, and they still had Raquan Smith. They did a good job against this really, to me, overpowered OP defense of the Bears. The only thing that really helped us the most, though, is the fact that Mitchell Trubisky is that trash. He's that trash. He's that bad. But their defense is nothing to joke around. And when you study individual things like the offensive line and how they did very, very well. In my opinion, they got an A for the day because of the difficulty of opponent and the way that they actually played fairly well. And it's surprising that the guy that messed up the most of all the offensive linemen was Andrew Whitworth, with really boneheaded mistakes that cost Jared Goff a really nice dime touchdown down the field. But in all honesty, they did a very good job, and I was just kind of optimistic about, how Bobby Evans will fit into this, because I've always said he's a Roger Saffold type of player. Roger Saffold was drafted as a tackle, but then they felt like he was better utilized in the interior, and they liked the way he fit there. And that's just the way that I see Bobby Evans. He's a guy that's power-based. He's a mauler. He's a brawler. He's a guy that will move you in the running game. And since we were struggling in the running game, I'm like, dude, why don't they just put freaking Bobby Evans in there? And he's going to move people around. And guess what? They did just that. And not just him, but he was paired up with David Edwards on the right side for the right guard position. And then the center position was Austin Blythe, who was actually, I think when he first came into the league, he was drafted in the 7th round, if I'm not mistaken, by the Indianapolis Colts, who used him as a center. And then Austin Corbett, who I thought would have been the center, was put at left guard, and then Andrew Whitworth. So it was a big difference in experience, youth. But you know what? When I think you're young and you're fighting for a spot in the as a starter, you compete even harder than if you were used to being a starter, and maybe you just got lazy. I'm not sure if that's what Rob Havenstein's deal was this whole season, but he has never put a performance that good and dominant like Bobby Evans did against Khalil Mack. And I remember a lot of people were like, oh, Bobby Evans is doomed, Bobby Evans this and that. And I said, watch out, man. Bobby Evans is the truth. The dude can play, and he played very well. And they did a good job of kind of helping him out, in all honesty. Being able to use the tight ends to kind of hit Khalil Mack as he was trying to rush and just minimize his effect in this game. They did a good job. In the same way that they do that to Aaron Donald, they did it to Khalil. But it was kind of funny because we were able to hold our own on one-on-ones, and he wasn't able to get past the double team. And then, Aaron Donald, who is compared to Khalil Mack because they were both defensive players of the year, he was able to get after Mitchell Trubisky. They weren't able to stop him. He did a really good job. And I think because of the fact that we have great players all over this defense, they weren't able to stop him. But, man, the Rams offensive unit looked good. It looks 2018 Rams good against this Bears team. And they weren't trying to do any shiny, cool stuff. They were power-based, man. They were brawling. They were like, we're gonna mess you up. We're gonna overpower you, and that's just what it is. That's all they're gonna do. Just keep it simple. Run the rock. Run the ball. To the point that it kind of got repetitive, and they were playing too safe. But, I mean, you want to leave this game with a win. every game is precious. And the fact that McVay kind of stepped away from his old self and wanting to throw the ball for no reason and just endanger Jared Goff constantly, we were able to get a really good performance by Todd Gurley with this offensive line that's very inexperienced, but they're hungry. So what a great day to be a Ram yesterday. I mean, it's primetime football. A lot of people were saying it was going to be a boring game, but actually, defensively, it was actually pretty fun to watch. It was really fun. And then we did score points, but they were taken away because of dumb penalties or something stupid. But in this game, notice that the refs weren't a factor. They were not a factor whatsoever. Like, we were still being called for stupid stuff when the Bears weren't being called for stuff, but we did a good job nonetheless. We scored points. We stopped them on third down. Taylor Rapp looked fantastic. Troy Hill got an interception. A lot of people were like, shocked that he's doing a good job, man. And that's one of the main things I've been wrong about so far is Troy Hill this year. He was pretty terrible against the Steelers. But in all honesty, that game we were destined to lose because the referees are just pieces of shit anyways. So I don't blame him for that loss. I blame the refs and I blame McVay's ineptitude of not wanting to run the ball more. But now he's running the ball. And guess what? When you run the ball, we win games. It's simple as that. Because you minimize mistakes, and when you have a defense that plays as good as the Rams defense is playing right now, with the addition of Jalen Ramsey, with Taylor Rapp coming in for John Johnson, Marquise Christian is playing very well. Nikhil Roby-Coleman's playing good. We're getting after the quarterback. It's just a beautiful thing to watch. But the Rams are just making too many mistakes and were inept on offense that it was kind of going to waste. But now it's like the Rams are playing great football. And, the Bears might not be the most difficult opponent there is. But it was a game that we were not going to lose if we ran the ball. And it was simple as that. And I remember on Twitter, if you guys follow me on Twitter, I get so much hate for like common sense stuff. Like, people are saying, oh, this offensive line is so bad, why would you just want to stick to running the football? Because even in the Steelers game we were running the ball well with Todd Gurley, like, Todd Gurley has been decent. He hasn't been elite like he was in 2017 and 2018, but he's been decent. And once he starts getting, 50, 60 yards in the first, 2 quarters, then we stop doing that and we start throwing the ball a lot more. And that's when, Sean McVay starts doing this stupid stuff. Just decides to, like, throw the ball away, basically. Throw it away, give it to Jared Goff to just start throwing, dart interceptions down the field. Just forcing him to throw. When I think, when you got a running back that you're paying all that money for, and he's playing good, but you still don't use him, then there's an issue. And you have a backup when it comes to Darrell Henderson. So the Rams, there's a bright spot in all of this. We can still be in playoff contention, but we need some help, man. We need Seattle to lose. We need the Niners to lose. They should have lost against the Cardinals, but they got bailed out by refs. I mean, it's just, they're going to force the Niners to make the playoffs. It's just a thing. Like, if you look at all their games, the refs are trying to help them win some of these games. So hopefully we can keep it going, you guys. We have the Ravens, which I think will be a really good matchup for the Rams. I know that everyone's afraid of Lamar Jackson, but if you can contain him, if you can get hits on him, he's calmed down, man. You hit him a couple of times, and Lamar is just like any other human. His morale goes down. He's scared to run. Like, you just got to put the heat on him. And guess what? We got heat too. We got Aaron Donald, Clay Matthews, Okoronkwo. Like, there's options. We got athletic, speedy players on the Rams team that can make his life miserable. So don't give up too easy. And then also, our running game is looking good. We just got to be smart, man. We just have to be smart. We just have to play solid defense. And you know what? The Ravens, to me, are the best team in the AFC, and if we lose to them, okay, we lost to the best team in the AFC. It is what it is. But we still have a chance, and there's still a possibility for the Rams to make it. Leave a like, leave a share, leave a comment, and like always, let me know what you thought about this game. Tell me if you disagree, if you agree. Like, I knew that I was right about Bobby Evans, and I'm pretty sure I'm right about Greg Gaines, who hasn't been given that much an opportunity on the team. I've always been right about Corey Littleton. Like, there's some stuff that I've been right, and there's stuff I've been wrong, like Troy Hill. At first, I hated the John Johnson pick. Didn't make any sense to me. I thought Ebukam was a wasted pick, but you know what? He's good on rundowns. He's good on, he can create some pressure down the field, but he's really good at stopping the run. There's just some things that we're all right and wrong about. So let me know what you guys thought about this game. It was a good win, a good team win. Jalen Ramsey was balling out as well. Just so many good things that came out of this game, especially hope for the offensive line. Until next time, you guys, go Rams.